Hello learners, I Dr. Amit Tapkir from Progressive Education Society's Modern College of Pharmacy, Yamunanagar, Nigdi, Pune. Welcome you all in today's section on antitubercular and antileprotic agent, part 1. The learning objective: the learner will able to recall pathophysiology, clinical manifestation and diagnostic study. The learner will able to summarize peculiar features of anti-TB drugs. The learner will able to describe history of anti-tubercular drugs. The learner will able to recall and summarize classification of anti-TB drugs. In this section, we are going to cover introduction and classification of anti-TB agent. In next lecture, we are going to see the first line anti-TB drugs and second line anti-TB drugs. In that, we are going to see mode of action, chemistry and structure activity relationship, adverse effect, side effect, toxicity, pharmacokinetics parameters, and drug interaction and uses of anti-TB agents. In last section, we are going to learn antileprotic drug, mode of action, chemistry, SAR, adverse and side effect and uses of antileprotic agents. So in today's section, we are going to see the introduction and classification of anti-TB agents. Antitubercular agents. The tuberculosis is a chronic granulomatous disease. The granulomatous, the words indicate that there is a formation of granules, or we can say the formation of the mass, or we can say the anti-TB granules, tubercular granules. This TB is caused by the bacilli Mycobacterium tuberculosis, and the leprosy is caused by Mycobacterium leprae. In developing countries, it is a major health problem. Around 30% of world population is infected with Mycobacterial tuberculosis infection. In India, more than 2 million people develop active disease every year and 500,000 people die. Mycobacterium tuberculosis. How the microscopic picture seen, it's on the screen. It is an infection difficult to treat. The tuberculosis infection is difficult to treat. Typical growth character of this Mycobacterium tuberculosis: peculiar cell wall structure. This Mycobacterium tuberculosis have a waxy appearance due to the mycolic acid cell wall. Resistant to infection emerges quickly. This is the major problem with this infection. Mycobacterium infections, the common infection sites are lung. Lung is the primary site, then brain, bone, liver, kidney, intestine and lymph node are other sites of infection. It's aerobic bacillus pass from infected humans to other humans. Bovines means cows, and the avians means birds, which are much less common as compared to the humans. Mycobacterium infections. Tubercular bacilli are conveyed by droplets, same like COVID infections. Droplets are expelled by coughing or sneezing, then gain entry into the body by inhalation route. Tubercular bacilli then spread to other body organs via blood and lymphatic system. Tubercular bacilli may become dormant or walled off by calcified or fibrous tissue. Mycobacterium tuberculosis is a gram-positive acid-fast bacillus, but many times it will show gram-negative with the help of gram staining, because the waxy layer of mycolic acid will give a false result. So sometimes the gram staining shows it's a gram positive, sometimes it shows the gram negative. So there is a chance of confusion with gram staining. Spread from person to person via airborne droplets. The coughing, sneezing, speaking disperse organism and can be inhaled. Not highly infectious, required close, frequent and prolonged exposure. Cannot be sprayed by hands, book, glass, dishes and other formalities and furnitures. Clinical manifestation of TB. In early stage, it's free of symptoms. Many cases are found incidentally. Systematic manifestations: fatigue, malaise, anorexia, weight loss, low grade fevers, night sweat. Weight loss occur late. Characteristic cough, frequent and produce mucoids or the mucopurulent sputum, dull or tight chest pain. In some cases, acute high fever, chills, general flu-like symptoms, pruritic pain and productive cough observed. In HIV patient with TB, fever, cough, weight loss, and in some patient PCP, that is a pneumocytic carinii pneumonia infections was seen. Diagnostic studies. The diagnostics of tuberculosis was we can be do with the help of these 3-4 studies. The first is a tuberculin skin testing. Positive reaction 2 to 12 weeks after the initial infections. The PPD, purified protein derivatives, used to detect delayed hypersensitivity responses. Two-step testing healthcare workers, that is 5 mm, more than 5 mm in duration, immunosuppressive patients, 10 mm at risk population and healthcare workers, more than 15 mm low risk peoples. So this PPD test can be performed on the skin. You have to inject the purified protein derivative and see the area of redness, or we can say the rashes. Chest X-ray used in conjunction with the skin testing. Multinodular lymph node involvement with a cavitation in the upper lobes of the lungs. Calcification within several years after infections. The third is the bacteriological studies: sputum, gastric, washing, easy monitoring specimens for acid-fast bacillus, 3 consecutive culture on different days, CSF or pus from an abscesses. So this is the way we can do the diagnostic study of TB. Mycobacterium tuberculosis peculiar features: rapid growers in the wall of cavity lesions, extracellular; slow growers, intracellular, within the macrophages at inflamed site; sprouters, intermediate growers, sprouts; dormants, do not grow for long time, become active at a time of low host resistance; and bacilli continuously shift from one to other subpopulation. This slide will give you a feel about Mycobacterium cell wall, as we studied that the mycolic acid layer, which is a bacillary, which is present at upper side, superficial lipid layer, then mycolic acid layer, then arabinogalactone layer, then peptidoglycan layer, and then cell membrane, and inside that the cytoplasm. So this will give you a feel about how the Mycobacterium cell wall. Now, dear students, stop the video and after seeing the structure of cell wall of a Mycobacterium, then try to find the answer how to kill the TB bacilli, because the infection is spread by the Mycobacterium TB. Think on this as you seen the cell wall of Mycobacterium. I think all student was think on this, and right now play your video to find the answer of this question. Chemotherapy in tuberculosis. The goals of antitubercular chemotherapy. The first is kill dividing bacilli. Patient is non-contagious. Transmission of TB is interrupted. In this, you have to kill the dividing bacilli. kill persistent bacilli to affect, cure and prevent relapse of TB infections. And last is to prevent emergence of resistance. This is more important, so that the bacilli remain susceptible to the drug. So whatever the drug we administer, the patient will respond to this drug. This is we can achieve by preventing the resistance. Now there is a emergence of a multi-drug resistance, that is MDR, for TB. More than 0.4 million cases globally was reported. So it's a big challenge for the tuberculosis treatment. Now see the history of drugs. The first successful drug for treating TB was PAS, that is para-amino salicylic acid, developed by Lehmann in 1943. The next milestone in a history of anti-tubercular agents is dramatic success come when Waxman and Scunz discovered streptomycin, which has made remarkable progress. Next, followed by thiacetazone by Domags in 1946. The another important discovery in 1952, that is in 1952 isoniazid came into begin, and later on rifampicin in 1957 by Margalef has totally changed the strategy in chemotherapy. Next important milestone is synthesis of ethambutol, discovery of ethambutol. Ethambutol come in 1961 by Lateral Laboratories. After that, fluoroquinolones, newer macrolides and congener of rifampicin, rifabutin are recent addition in the antimycobacterial drugs. Now see the classification of antitubercular agents. The antitubercular agent broadly classified into the first line drugs, second line drug and newer drugs. The first line drug are isoniazid, rifampicin, ethambutol, pyrazinamide and streptomycin. The second line drugs are thiacetazone, para-amino salicylic acid, ethionamides, kanamycin, cycloserine, amikacin, capreomycin. These are the second line drugs. Newer second line drugs are ciprofloxacin, ofloxacin, levofloxacin, clarithromycin, azithromycin and rifabutin. So this is the classification of anti-TB agent. Now the references, these are some references which I used to prepare the presentations. Thank you. Happy learning.